Hi, Jason Harris here from Learn Antiques. What I'd like to show you is this absolutely stunning chest of drawers. So it's around about circa 1830s, 1840s, which places around the William IV, and we can tell this by the really nice stepped front, the full columns, but they're nice pillars to columns. But also it's made of Huon Pine, and it's Huon Pine with a cedar carcass, which makes it absolutely fantastic. I'll show you what that means in a moment. But it's really nice styling. The Huon Pine is bird's eye Huon. And as we open up the drawer, we can see the cedar carcass material and the solid Huon Pine fronts. Now what they would normally do in the early days is make it out of solid Huon Pine, and then as it got later in the 19th century, they started veneering Huon Pine. And the reason is it was a very rare timber, slow growing, and especially the bird's eye Huon was very, very hard to get. So they started converting to a veneer, and they used a veneer on top of either a pine carcass or a Baltic pine carcass or even a cedar carcass, which is probably even rarer again. But a solid Huon Pine. So this one, auction price, we're talking probably around about $3,000 to $5,000. But it's a very, very exciting piece, very early Australian Huon Pine chest of drawers. Let's go and have a look at another piece as well I'd like to show you. Now this piece of Huon Pine, again a chest of drawers, and an absolutely magnificent chest of drawers. Details different from the first chest of drawers I showed you. This one is again in Huon Pine. And when we open up the drawer, this one again is solid Huon Pine, but on a Baltic carcass. Again, the age probably around about 30 years later, so around about 1860s, 1870s, maybe even 1880s. What's really nice about this, it's got a very unusual corbel and actually looks like a tongue. That's what they call a lazy tongue corbel. These are quite rare. We don't see these often at all. You'll see the other type of corbels which are turned or carved in a floret of some sorts. This one's a lazy tongue. The other component of this chest of drawers, which is really nice, is the secret drawer. Now, of course, you can't open it like that. And on first inspection, there's no handles. It looks like part of the moulding or part of the pediment. How do we open it? Just under here, there's a nice little catch under there, and the drawer opens. You can hide away all your treasures in the top there. Very nice piece. This one around about $4,000, $5,000. And for a collector or someone who really likes Huon Pine, this is a lovely piece to have. And the final piece I want to show you in our range of Huon Pine, this is amazing. It's a Davenport. Now Davenports are quite rare anyway, certainly original ones. Now Davenports would normally be in mahogany, maybe cedar, maybe walnut, but this one is in Huon Pine. And it's solid Huon Pine as well with some veneer. This is amazing. So an English craftsman would have come over here with the original designs for Davenports, found local timbers, and this emanated out of Tasmania. And they would have used those local timbers and created this absolutely stunning piece. So what's a Davenport? So a Davenport essentially is a small work desk or a desk that you can use on a ship, and it was designed mythically by a Captain Davenport to be used in his berth whilst travelling the high seas. What it essentially is a desk, and you can work from this. Got a nice little leather slope top writing desk, flip open, and you can keep your letters and papers and pens and the like in here. At the top you have a really nice little holder, and I'll get a close up of this in a moment. There's little pen holders and secret drawers and the like. Now on one side, and this is where the cool part of Davenports are, they look exactly the same from both sides. But only on one side you actually find the drawers. And this one has 4 drawers, and that's quite typical. On the other side you have what we call faux drawers or fake drawers. And these ones don't open, but they're designed to look exactly the same, but they only open from one side. Very, very nice piece, this one, Davenport. The fact that it's Huon Pine, these are around about 1870s, 1880s we believe, so it's that mid-Victorian coming to the high Victorian era. I expect this one to get around about $3,000, maybe $4,000, which again, not a lot of money considering what you're buying. You're buying a rare Davenport, but in Huon Pine. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. It's a bit of an information on Huon Pine and early Australian furniture. Thank you.